Here's a long-form YouTube article approximately on the evolution of Rolls-Royce in 1918, focusing on its historical significance and early engineering legacy. Rolls-Royce Evolution 1918, Engineering Elegance in a Post-War World. In the annals of automotive history, the year 1918 marked more than just the end of World War I, it was also a defining moment for one of the world's most prestigious car manufacturers, Rolls-Royce. Known for its unparalleled craftsmanship, engineering brilliance, and aristocratic appeal, Rolls-Royce entered this post-war era with a bold mission, to elevate the automobile from a utilitarian machine to a symbol of luxury, power, and dignity. The roots of excellence, Rolls-Royce before 1918. Founded in 1906 by Charles Rolls and Henry Royce, Rolls-Royce quickly established itself as a premium brand in the early 20th century. Their first major success, the 1907 Silver Ghost, was widely acclaimed for its silent running and exceptional reliability. By the time 1918 arrived, Rolls-Royce had already built a sterling reputation as a builder of the best car in the world. But 1918 wasn't just about luxury, it was also about resilience, adaptation, and vision. War machines and civilian dreams. During World War I, Rolls-Royce shifted much of its production focus from automobiles to aircraft engines and armored vehicles. One of their most significant wartime contributions was the Rolls-Royce Eagle aircraft engine, which powered numerous British fighter planes and bombers. The engine was so successful that it established Rolls-Royce as a key player in aviation, a status they still hold today. However, as the war drew to a close in 1918, the company needed to transition back to civilian production. This shift would define the evolution of Rolls-Royce throughout the 1920s and beyond. Rolls-Royce in 1918, a turning point. The end of the war in 1918 brought significant economic and social shifts. The demand for luxury automobiles re-emerged, particularly among the wealthy elite who were eager to return to pre-war grandeur. Rolls-Royce, with its unrivaled attention to detail and engineering standards, was perfectly poised to meet this renewed demand. During this time, the company reintroduced the Silver Ghost with updates and refinements. Built with a 7.0-liter inline-six engine, the Silver Ghost was known for its incredibly smooth ride and exceptional durability. Owners would frequently drive them across continents, without a single mechanical issue. In fact, it was during this era that Rolls-Royce vehicles began gaining legendary status for reliability. A popular saying emerged: "A Rolls-Royce never breaks down, it merely fails to proceed." Design philosophy, art meets engineering. What truly separated Rolls-Royce from its competitors in 1918 wasn't just performance, it was their unique design philosophy. Henry Royce famously said, "Strive for perfection in everything you do. Take the best that exists and make it better." Every Rolls-Royce produced around 1918 was a bespoke piece of art. Unlike modern mass production, these vehicles were handcrafted. The chassis and engine were built by Rolls-Royce, but the body was often made by independent coach builders like Barker, Hooper, or Mulliner, who tailored the design to each customer's specific taste. From the rich mahogany wood trim to hand-stitched leather seats and gleaming chrome details, every car was a rolling masterpiece. The Spirit of Ecstasy takes flight. Although the Spirit of Ecstasy mascot had been introduced in 1911, it became even more iconic during the post-war years. This elegant hood ornament, depicting a woman leaning into the wind, perfectly embodied the grace, motion, and ambition of Rolls-Royce vehicles. In 1918, the Spirit of Ecstasy stood as a symbol of not only luxury but also resilience. It represented a company that had helped win a war and was now helping rebuild the peace. The global influence of Rolls-Royce in the 1918 era. By 1918, Rolls-Royce had already begun establishing an international footprint. The cars were popular among royals, business magnates, and celebrities. Owning a Rolls-Royce was not merely about transportation, it was a declaration of status, taste, and refinement. In India, Maharajas commissioned custom-bodied Rolls-Royces adorned with gold, ivory, and precious gems. In the United States, oil tycoons and Hollywood stars made it their vehicle of choice. In the UK, it was favored by nobility and the royal family. Technological innovations. While the Silver Ghost dominated the post-war scene, the technology that Rolls-Royce developed for military applications also laid the groundwork for future automotive advancements. Precision engineering, improved metallurgy, and more efficient combustion techniques began finding their way into civilian cars. For example, the post-1918 Silver Ghosts had upgraded gearboxes, improved carburetors, and better braking systems, all contributing to a safer and more luxurious ride. Customer service. a league of its own. Another reason for the brand's enduring appeal was its emphasis on after-sales service. Even in 1918, Rolls-Royce believed that the relationship with a customer didn't end with the sale. Their service network was one of the most comprehensive of its time. If a car broke down in a remote location, the company would dispatch mechanics or parts to fix it. Some accounts even suggest Rolls-Royce flew engineers to distant countries just to maintain customer satisfaction, a level of dedication unheard of at the time. The legacy of 1918. The evolution of Rolls-Royce in 1918 set the tone for the next century. It was a year of rebirth, emerging from the destruction of war and embracing a future driven by elegance, innovation, and uncompromising quality. This foundational year reinforced several key principles that would guide the brand forever. Engineering excellence, timeless design, impeccable service, exclusivity and prestige. Even today, every Rolls-Royce that rolls off the assembly line in Goodwood carries the spirit of 1918 within it. The commitment to perfection, the celebration of luxury, and the drive to exceed expectations, these all trace back to that pivotal moment in history. Final thoughts. The story of Rolls-Royce in 1918 is not just a chapter in the history of automobiles, it's a story about how a brand can embody culture, resilience, and artistry. It is about creating something so extraordinary that it transcends time and remains iconic over 100 years later. In a world recovering from war, Rolls-Royce offered something rare, a glimpse of serenity, a touch of luxury, and a sense of hope. It turned machines into masterpieces and customers into lifelong admirers. If you've ever wondered why Rolls-Royce is more than just a car, look no further than the legacy of 1918. This was the year when the foundation of automotive royalty was not just built, it was perfected. Would you like me to now create the matching YouTube title, description, and hashtags for this video?